Hey, everybody. Welcome to the TalkativeChic Podcast. I'm your host, Susanna Rodriguez. Oh, wow. Today's guest was Gwen La Roka, and boy, did we laugh. I could not stop laughing on this episode, and you're going to see why. But you can catch her on HBO in November on Entrenos. She's a 2021 winner of the Latin competition. And you can catch her at the Aguijon Theater in Chicago on her own person show, Mi Casa's Tu Casa. Oh, I just came back from it. It was amazing. 90 minutes of pure laughter. I mean, I could not stop laughing. Great family stories. She wrote it all herself. Pure talent. I mean, 90 minutes. Awesome. She will be there August 5th through the 7th, 11th through the 14th, 18th through the 21st. So you can still catch it. Buy tickets at the MikeyOShow.com. It's just MikeyOShow.com. I don't know why I keep adding the. You can also get a photographed copy if you go. So make sure you go. Gwen La Roka show. I loved having her on the podcast. It was a great episode. Please hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, comment if you wish. And thanks for tuning in. Have a good one. Hey, welcome to the TalkativeChic Podcast. I have Gwen. Oh my soul, how do you say your last name? La Roka. I've been saying it wrong forever. I've been saying La Roka.
Well, you know, it's a funny thing because in Spanish, I guess I let it slide. A lot of people are like Gwen La Roka, and it kind of just goes.
And it's really cool.
And then in English, it's like what? Like people say Gwen La Roka, and I'm like, no, it's Gwen La Roka. Okay, if you're gonna say it in Spanish, it's Gwen La Roka.
Yeah. If you're not gonna commit,
right? Don't know Gwen La Roka, because actually Gwen La Roka is an old school graph name of mine. I used to be girl. I used to break dance, and I used to graph all that. And so my B girl name was Gwen One for the longest. But like most graffiti artists, your name kind of just evolves after a while. And then it was Gwen One, and then it was Gwen Warner, then it was Gwen Rock One, and then it was Gwen Roka, and then it was Gwen La Roka.
And
so by the time I got into theater and doing stand-up and stuff, everybody already called me Gwen. So they were like, all right, well, think of a stage name. And I was like, well, I'm not going to, like, I love my name, my born name, you know, Wendy Vargas. It's not because most people have a nickname because they don't like
Okay, so you're Wendy
name.
Vargas.
Yeah.
For real.
Wendy Vargas.
Okay.
But, but yeah, when I started doing stand-up, I was like, you know, they were like, at first it was like, okay, welcome to the stage.
Yeah.
Gwen La Roka. You know, and then sometimes it was like Wendy, you know, but it was like, it was weird. So I was finally like told, hey, if you're going to start performing more often, you better pick a name and stick with it now because it's going to be hard later on.
Yeah, to keep changing it back and forth.
Like, man, do I want to do Wendy Vargas?
Wow.
Or do I want to do Gwen La Roka? And I was like, you know
oh my God. Gwen La Roka is amazing. Like, I thought that was your real name.
A lot of folks do.
I think there was a time when I was looking you up on Facebook and I couldn't find Gwen, and then I think the Wendy part came in and I was like, oh, that's different. Is this her twin? What happened?
What?
Is this her twin that doesn't do comedy? Like, what's going on?
That's the less funny twin. No.
That is so interesting. So, okay, tell me about the bebopping and stuff. Like
the beep, I love
or whatever
it.
you did. That's like so cool. Like, how old were you when that happened?
Tell me about that skibbity bop bibbidi business you're doing over there.
Yeah, I have no clue. I'm acting like a white chick right now. I have no clue what's going on.
All about that skibbity bop-a-doo.
And I grew up in church, so yeah, I was very sheltered as a child.
No, I just, you know, I grew up thanks to my brothers, just listening to good old school hip hop. You know, grew up listening to Tribe and Farside and EPMD and KRS-One and Tupac, you know, so, and of course in there came all the breaking classics, Sugar Hill Gang, you know, and so I watched my brother pull out pieces of cardboard in the garage, and so I would join his little sessions, and then I started B-girling.
Oh my God, that is really super cool. That is something I did not know that just came out. That's awesome.
That's where it came from, but that was a long damn time ago. Okay. I tried to, what was years ago that I went, oh man, even that's years ago. Memories that I'm at the point where I'm starting to have like little flashbacks, and I'm like, and then I'm like, wait a minute, that was like 15 years ago. What the
heck? Right? It blinks. Life blinks. It's like it goes so fast. Years.
It's ridiculous because now I'm like trying to tell this story, and I'm like, oh my God, this was not just a few years ago, bitch. This was a long damn time ago. You're old.
This is a lifetime. This is a child away.
Well, I remember going to Florida years ago, a long damn time ago. I think I went to Miami. I don't even remember.
Cool.
And we were in some club with my friends, and I don't remember what song came on, and I was already drunk by then. And I was like, I'm gonna break dance. And there was liquor spilled on the floor.
Oh God!
I didn't even get to do my first pose because my foot just kind of slid out from under me, and I just landed straight on my fucking face. And I remember there was some celebrity who had walked in at the time. Oh. So I'm over here like breakdancing, and I forgot who it was. It was somebody I didn't even really listen to. It was like Petey Pablo or something like that. And they're like, Petey Pablo, and I'm like, smash. I turned to look, smashed my face. I'm like, never try to breakdance as a grown-up again. Okay, but a grown-up who hasn't practiced in a long time.
Well, if it had been a dry floor, you probably would have rocked it.
Oh, look at you. You're so
awesome.
Nice. Stop it. I like it.
I don't want you to leave the podcast.
Man.
Don't exit.
I left that podcast feeling like crap. Puros insultos.
Wow. Yeah. And even La Roka sounds cool. Like, like the
but
Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. But yeah, it sounds great in Spanish.
But then in English, it sounds like
La
Roka. Like, Gwen La Roka. I don't know. I'm like, it's La Roka. Okay.
That's so good. You stuck with that. Wendy Vargas is cool, but yeah, Gwen La Roka is like up there.
I don't know how it would have, again, it's not because I'm ashamed of I love my name. And a lot of my friends still call me Wendy.
Right.
But on stage, I just felt like they would have been like, now everybody having a good time. Give it up. Keep it going for Wendy Vargas. They would have been like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it definitely makes you stand out more, for sure. Before we started filming, we were talking about, I met you first at my first Mikey O show. You were there, which was cool. And that was like last year, like May.
Is that at Joe's?
Yeah, at Joe's. May of last year. And you know what? That show was funny to me because it was like all female lineup. And you know how people are like, oh, females can be catty, whatever. And I'm like, oh God, I hope they're going to be nice to me. And they were. Everybody was so nice. It was like super cool. But I met you then, and you rocked it like always. And I was just like, man, like, I remember when I got off stage, you're like, how do you feel? And I was just like in shock. Like, it was kind of like one of those high, like a high. It was just like, I had no words.
Was I that annoying person that people smoke with, and then as soon as they take one puff, they're like, do you feel anything? How do you feel? You're like, shut the hell up. I feel fine. I just got
Let me live in the moment.
Right.
Let me process this weed.
I was so excited for you because I know what it's like
to
be entering a room and feeling what you said you were feeling. Oh my God, I hope everyone's nice, or I don't know anyone, or this is like a whole new world I'm stepping into.
Yeah.
And like meeting new people and learning things that you never thought, like little things that I was taught, going into if you're going to go see some comics, which I think is actually common sense, but it was great to actually be told that by a producer. If you ever go check out a show and people start saying hi to you, or, that's fine and all, but keep that shit at the end of the show, or don't do it. Like, you basically learn to respect your fellow comics. It's things like that I could have easily walked into a space not knowing something like that, and then just totally burn a bunch of bridges without realizing. So I every time that I encounter a new comic, I'm real quick to be like, hey, come here, let's chat for a second.
No, that's great.
Because I always had that feeling, like even in high school. I always sat with folks that, oh, you're by yourself? Come sit over here. What are you doing over there by yourself? Come sit over here.
Cool.
Because I would hate to be in that position feeling that way.
Yeah.
So if, why would we be treating other people in a way that we wouldn't want to be treated.
Right. So, that's a great attitude to have. Not a lot of people have that attitude of reaching out too. You know what I mean? I think everybody's kind of sometimes in their zone, or they're kind of in their own little planet, or they're like, I'm here for me, type attitude. But I mean, it was nice. It was nice that everybody was so welcoming, and you definitely were. And yeah, no, it was cool. I was like, and yeah, I think as a new comic too, you don't want to be that annoying person that's like grilling the comics in the green room.
Right. No, you definitely weren't
picking their brains.
No, we do. And you know what? And there's levels of that too. It's not like comics would be like, "How dare you ask me a question?" But
yeah.
Some people don't know how to read the room. So sometimes you might be in the zone, and then there's somebody coming in, and it might not be a comic, even if it's a friend or somebody who might be approaching you, and you're looking at your set, or you're running through your set in your mind before you step on stage, and your friends are texting you, "Is there parking? Where do I park? Did it sell out? Can I get tickets at the door? I'm trying to focus on my show. Okay, get the hell out of here. Go to the website.
I've had that.
Look up the information." So it's across the board.
Right. There's so much to that, right?
Yeah. Just like, what the hell?
That is so true. I know, even like in producing shows, like a lot of my friends want me to go out with them before the show, like, let's do dinner. I'm like, no, man, I just can't do that.
Yeah.
First of all, I don't really eat before shows. I'm just like, and I mean, I love to eat, I'm a foodie. We were talking about food before we came on.
I like to eat.
You're on a brownie kick.
I love my brownies. No, that's not a kick. That's a thing.
It's a thing.
It's a thing.
It's a brownie every day.
I freaking love brownies.
Yeah.
No,
wow.
well, if they weren't so processed, though, that's the problem. See, that's what we were saying. I was telling you that I'm wanting to get it. Well, I have been. Right? We gotta watch how we talk. We're listening. Get your big. Watch what you say. You're listening.
Yeah.
But no, it's true. Like, I am now doing. I'm not like wanting to. I am now actively swapping out dessert. Like, if I'm gonna stuff my face with a muffin or something, hey, stuff my face with a muffin. Calm down. If I'm gonna stuff my face with a muffin, what's the point of it being a banana nut muffin if it's packed with like 4 days worth of sugar?
Okay.
So it's like, what the hell? Like, it's delicious, but if it's fake food, basically, is what it is. It just gives me like this fake satisfaction that I had breakfast. Yeah. Because I had a muffin, but really, there's no nutrition in it. There was like 3 days of sugar and maybe a walnut in there, and that's it. Like, that's so. Yeah. My girlfriend, amazing. She is the bomb at.
She bakes.
Or what? She'll be like, you know what? Let me try to make that. And I'm like, what? Can you make it with like no sugar, but it doesn't taste like shit?
Oh, interesting. Yeah,
and she does. She'll basically just uses a few drops of honey. Or she'll use like regular, not processed, not like Aunt Jemima or whatever, maple syrup, like real organic,
like, that real grade maple. I think real it's like grade A maple syrup or whatever. Yeah, or
sometimes she'll use some of that in place of sugar, or sometimes she's used applesauce, and that shit is fire.
Applesauce.
Yeah, I've had like these pumpkin zucchini muffins she made, and they were nice. God. They were like lightly sweet, perfect for a coffee. Yeah, not punch you in the throat, sweet, And I felt good because there was not a drop of added sugar in there.
That is awesome. So, yeah. Wow, that's awesome to have a baker at home and just channel your ideas through them.
That's awesome.
I wish that would be my dream. Bring me in a chef, come and live here, and I'll just channel what I want to eat.
Man, the other day I walked, she does, quick plug, Sol y Tierra. Check her out. She's an esthetician. So, not only does she know the skins and the faces and stuff, but, because of that, she likes to do things the holistic way, the clean, the natural way. So she makes bath soaks with herbs and dried teas and stuff like that, Epsom salts and stuff. So
I'm going to look her
She's
up.
Always making things. So one day I walked into the kitchen and she was making oat flour so that we could stay away from white flour. So I'm like, what the hell? Get your big.
I didn't know you can make oat flour. I know that sounds crazy.
You know what she? Because I was like, what are you doing?
At the store.
She just straight up grabbed a big old bag of oatmeal and put a little hand immersion grinder thing in there, and then just in a few minutes we had oat flour, and then we made an oat flour waffle. So basically, it was an oatmeal waffle instead of a plain Jane.
Did it
flour.
taste good?
Hell yeah! It was fire, and it was filling. I'm telling you, man.
God. I know, right? You should guys go open a restaurant.
Yeah, right. There's too much. There's too much shit. We can't even go to a show.
Yeah.
And what did you say? Like have dinner the same night of the show.
Yeah, yeah.
Own a business now. There's too much going on.
Yeah,
Susanna.
that's true, man. It's hard with a comedian.
Susanna.
Like, it's amazing you're in a relationship because most comics are not in relationships. Like, they cannot, like, foster the relationship.
She comes to a lot of shows, too. So I'm like, yeah.
Oh, that's good. She's
She'll be the
supportive.
first one to tell me that.
You've been with her for a while, right?
Yeah, we've been together 3 years.
Oh, wow.
So
cool.
we're getting up there, y'all.
Oh, my God. Do you believe in marriage? Like, would you get married or no? This is
I
probably too
believe,
personal.
you know what? No, that's fine. Marriage is a
Are you
weird
listening,
thing.
Gwen's girlfriend?
Marriage is a strange thing. No, I'm not opposed to the idea of marriage, but I'm
Yeah.
also not the thinker that it defines my love for someone.
Right.
That person,
right.
she can walk away. I can walk away. The ring
Yeah.
doesn't keep anyone more here than you know what I mean.
Yeah,
like,
I agree with you. Yeah,
but
I
it
agree with
is.
that.
But it is. Like I said, I'm not against it. So
Yeah.
it is something beautiful. If and when we get to that point, yeah, why not? Let's
Yeah,
rock.
right.
It's a
Cool.
badass wedding. Will you perform at the wedding?
Oh my goodness, like stand up? I was like, I sing too.
Oh shit!
I do. I sing. I play the piano. I mean,
you?
I'm not like Adele, okay, but I'm like a good. I'm a good Billie Eilish.
Okay.
Like
Why-
you know
why-
that range.
Well, how come I haven't heard any? Yet?
I know. You know what? I used to sing in church and I played the piano in church. It was a big deal, and I was a music coordinator
So what happened?
back in church. You know what? Okay. One problem that I have is that I mean I love music is honestly like a big love of mine. Of course, everybody sees me at concerts all the time. I just went to Coldplay.
You saw Drama open up for them, huh?
Yes.
They're the
Do you know
shit.
Drama?
They're from Chicago. I've been
Oh,
following them for
okay.
years.
Wow.
They're from Chicago. They
Lyrics
are the
were
bomb.
amazing. I loved the lyrics.
The
She
Drama
was
duo,
spot on.
She is the bomb.
She's
and
awesome.
Niall is dope.
Yeah.
The DJ producer.
Her.
Them two are amazing. So I was very, very happy to see them get such a big opportunity to open up for Coldplay.
that's
I
really
saw it
super
looked
cool.
like an awesome show.
Yeah, it was an awesome show. I had never heard of her before, but she was amazing, and I thought the lyrics were awesome. Like just like woman speaking to, male gender, love, whatever. Male speaking out, or female speaking out, I should say.
And
I don't know why I
she's
say
very
male.
I love that it's very danceable. Like she's very
Yeah.
Sade-ish. That voice is very Sade-ish, and then you could just get up and just
Yeah, that's a really good similarity. Yeah, Sade. So anyway, I sang in church and everything, but I never took vocal lessons. So at an early age, it was kind of like, oh, you can sing anything. So I would sing high and whatever high pitched stuff. And I was probably out of my range and not using my diaphragm the right way. So I developed a vocal cord problem. So I would have nodes on my vocal cords every once in a while. So it was one time where I was like, I couldn't speak really well. Like something was happening with my voice. I went to ear, nose, and throat doctor, and they literally stick this big, huge stick down your throat. And you're like, it's weird. It's like, you want to gag?
I'm never going.
Yeah,
to
it's
that
terrible. Don't go. It's like a big stick with a little mirror, like a long. I shouldn't say big stick. It's a long stick
I'm gonna need
with a little mirror. We're talking about the ear, nose, and throat.
That's why I'm like, I am never going to this doctor ever in my life.
He's a horrible doctor. He makes you do weird things. So then he's looking at and he's like, oh yeah, you have nodes in your, and he showed them to me.
How do you get that? What do you mean nodes? Like
I know.
little
So your
nodes?
vocal cord, it's so weird. And all performers need to watch out for this because
My
if you
nodes are fucked up. Yeah.
If you overuse, you have a raspy voice because you have nodes.
Oh man, I got all the nodes.
Your vocal cord is like this. It's like a round thing. I'm gonna have to put a picture of this when I talk about it, when I edit. And then you have a little bolita, like a little ball, like a little node.
What are we
that
describing
grew.
here? What's going on?
know,
I feel
right?
like I'm in phys ed. Like what? She's like, it's like this, and then
I know.
the nerve ending's 8,000. I'm like, ma'am, that's a clitoris.
It actually
What are you
does
talking?
look like a clitoris.
Ma'am.
It really does.
He's like, here's the problem. There's a clitoris in your throat. What the fuck? I'm gonna need you to not recommend this doctor.
Ear, nose, and throw my ass.
Ear,
He's a
nose, and
gynecologist.
clitoris. Yeah, that's basically what I heard.
They could switch jobs at any moment.
What insurance do you have? What happened here?
They're multitasking, multi-training.
Oh shit.
Oh my God, it is hilarious because it looks just like it does look like just
how
like
did
that.
you injure it? Like, how do you develop those notes?
I think it's overuse of voice and not using your diaphragm to get the strength, the vocal cord strength from below.
So it's got to come.
Yeah, from your diaphragm. I guess you know what? If you lay down, I know this is weird.
If you lay down and sing,
it is. If you lay down on your back and you talk and you sing,
Pavarotti.
Your body uses your diaphragm naturally.
What?
Yes.
So
if you ever want to know what it feels like to use your diaphragm, lay down and talk.
Fucking do it
Do it right now. Oh my God.
I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, start singing. And do you feel it?
I feel a little jiggle in the belly button.
Yeah, it forces you to use your diaphragm. It really
It's a little belly button jiggle. I didn't know I could jiggle.
Yeah. I learned that later after the damage was done, but I learned that later that if by a person that teaches voice, because I never took voice classes. I was just in church. I grew up and I sang and I just did my thing. So a lot of I was using it up here. You know how like they say,
Yeah,
like,
you're just screaming
your
with
throat.
I do that all the time.
And then, I would have, unfortunately, people that weren't trained in it either. And they're like, yeah, you can hit that high G. And I'm like, trying to hit the high G and not using my diaphragm and messing up my vocal cords. So every once in a while, it was early on, man, like 18, 19, I had issues. I was like, I don't feel good. It's starting to hurt to talk. Then I went and I saw the node, and I mean, he took a picture of it. I saw it's like a little ball that's coming out of your
Go ahead,
clitoris.
say it. Go ahead, say it. It's like a little clit. Go ahead and say it.
It's like that. What is that? I was going to say the hymen is like the stuff after your virginity is lost. That little thing that's hanging there. Yeah, it's just crazy. So yeah, I developed a node, and then it was like he told me no singing if you can try to not talk for like ever. Yeah, it was, and I was miserable because I was in church playing the piano and I couldn't sing anymore. It was the most miserable time. Like I was just so sad.
So
to rest it.
Do they? Oh, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Does it go away? After
yeah.
a while?
It got littler.
Your clit shrunk.
No more orgasms for me.
This has gone array.
Vocal cord orgasms for me. I couldn't sing anymore. I couldn't chirp.
Why am I?
This is great. Yeah, it cut my wings off. Cut my happiness off.
What's worse is that I have a Family Guy kind of brain.
Yeah.
So I always get visuals. So
yeah.
I'm just picturing you're like, I can't know more. Like, it's terrible. This is.
Oh yeah, this is
so
just gone south. Yeah, if you rest your voice,
literally,
if you rest your voice and stop singing, stop doing anything fun, it'll go down. Like the node will go down and it'll disappear. But it's now kind of like, it's almost like those people that get pneumonia one time, that it's like you're more susceptible of getting pneumonia.
Oh, okay.
So since I had those issues, I'm more susceptible to getting them again. And people have to get surgery. I think, didn't that happen to, oh man, he has the voice of a bird too. He was with Jennifer Aniston for a while. I wanted to say Josh Groban, but it's not Josh Groban. Guitar guy, John Mayer. That happened to John Mayer. And he had nodes in his vocal cords. So it does happen to men too.
It's not just a woman thing. He had clits in his throat.
Yeah, it happens to men too. This is a male problem. And so then, yeah, he had surgery to remove the nodes, because if they get too big, they won't condition on their own. So he had them like removed surgically.
How the hell would he get it? I mean, he's got
I know, right? You would think he knows how to sing.
Teachers and all that.
And
crap.
I honestly don't know how these singers go on tour like night after night after night after night, and their voices are still.
Yeah, because my voice is already naturally raspy and deep like this, so I can't. If I do a couple shows, by Sunday, I'm already like. It's cracking. It's sounding like I'm finally going through puberty. And then,
so was it always hoarse when you were a child too?
Yeah, I guess just
you were born
just
that way. Yeah.
More of a childlike style, but of course,
yeah.
But it was still kind of deep and.
I wonder if you went to get the big sticks.
I'm not going. I'm not gonna find out. They're just gonna look at me and be like, "Yeah, you got clits in your throat." They're going to take one look at my flannel and say, yeah, you got clits in your throat.
Guilty as charged.
We can diagnose you from the waiting room, okay? We know what's going on with your vocals.
Oh, yeah, you don't have to pay me $300 to do
like,
that procedure on you. I know.
He's like, we could have Zoomed this fucking appointment. I could have told you on a Zoom call, sir, ma'am, what your problem was.
Sir, ma'am. Especially if you're an Indiana doctor.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, lady. That's the problem.
But this is the nice part of Indiana.
Yeah. I mean, no. You know what? The closer you get to Chicago, the more like normal and rural and city it can be. You know what I mean? Because like I know like some of my friends live more south than here, and it's like country, and it's like acres and acres and acres of land per house. You know, like I don't like that. I like having a neighbor close by, and I like having less grass. I mean, I like grass, but like less grass to take care of, and that type of thing. Like one of my friends is selling her house because she's tired of the lawn because it's like acres. So there's like a lawnmower, it's too much. It's
so annoying owning a house with stupid grass that grows on the property that I own.
Yes, Indiana problems.
Give me that house. I will mow the shit out of that grass. I'm tired of an apartment.
I bet. Yeah, that's the thing about Chicago. It's awesome, but yeah, that it's like you're so close to everybody. It's
I want some acres, you know.
Right.
I like, quiet.
Yeah,
I don't mind
too.
that. I mean, call me an old lady, but like pretty much the whole ride here, my radio was like everything was silent in the car.
Really?
Yeah, I just kind of like to
interesting.
Just shh for a second, because sometimes it's just too much shit. Like I'm
just
like,
right, too much noise. Yeah.
Sometimes I just want to, and then when you're in a noisy ass apartment, I can't even enjoy. Again, call me old, but I love my birds. I have birds.
You have birds?
I carry no.
Oh wait,
they're public property.
Oh, the outside birds. I thought
they're not mine.
Of birds. I was like, oh wow.
I don't want to be directly responsible for them. I want to love them from afar for free.
Yes.
So I do buy bird food.
Okay.
And I'll feed my birds, and I like to make sure they come up to the window.
Aww, that's cool.
Yeah, but then in the middle of me listening to my birds hanging out by my windowsill, I'll hear 7 motorcycles in a row.
Yeah.
And an ambulance, and then the fire truck, and then people yelling, "Yo, Augusto, open the door!" And I'm like, "Would you shut the hell up, man? I'm trying to have a peaceful moment."
I know. I'm trying to have a moment with my birds. Like, shut up.
I can't. I'm in the middle of a freaking intersection in the city. So for those reasons, I do wish I had a little. I'm gonna soon.
You are.
Mark my words. Soon. A little casita, my own little yard.
Yeah, that'll be nice for you. Yeah.
Just go out there and just relax. A little bonfire, a little fire pit.
Yeah.
Some arracheras, some
my
grilling.
soul,
Damn,
girl.
I'm getting hungry.
Marinate some arracheras.
And you gave me a Corona here.
Bring out the guac. Really bring out the guac. When you get your house, have a housewarming party. I will come over to that for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I mean, if I need to sing at your wedding, I'll sing at your wedding. I'll just bust out with something.
You'll just lay on the floor? Don't be bringing your flappy throat clip to my wedding.
I gotta get my notes together.
Don't be bringing your flappy little clip neck to my wedding. Okay, they're gonna be like, leave it to a lesbian's wedding. They had some clit singing.
She couldn't hit that high G at all. What is wrong with her?
Oh shit! This is terrible.
This is terrible.
I was gonna tell my mom to listen to this podcast, but quickly after about 5 minutes of the podcast, I was like, yeah, no, don't tell anyone you were on this podcast. Don't post the shit. Don't tell anyone.
Oh, my description's going to be really funny.
Oh, shit.
I think we talked about vocal cords. I think it was about that.
I think it was a vocal cord. I don't know.
Oh, my God. Wow.
But thanks for having me. This is,
my soul.
So
yeah,
those
of
your
course.
Guitars?
Yeah, you know what? The guitars I never play. Okay, I do love music. I do play piano. And so I went to this redheaded teacher to learn how to play guitar. I don't know why he's redheaded, whatever.
Okay.
And I played, I learned a few chords, but I was really busy at the time and I couldn't keep up with it. But then I bought those guitars because I was going to like self-learn, to do it. But life gets so busy, man. It's crazy. I hardly have time to play the piano, and I really miss it. And I'm the type of person that I will play if I have something to prepare for. Like, it's like anything. Like, if I had a show in a month from now and it's like, okay, great. Like I got to get to writing or polishing what I worked on or whatever. But with music, for me, like if I have something, so one of my friends, her kid had a baptism. So she's like, I want you to play for the baptism. And she was, having it at the Catholic church. And then later on, it was like a dinner. So I was like, what can I play? And she goes, whatever you want, which is like a musician's dream. It's like, oh my goodness, are you kidding me? Like I'm going to play like Slash, whatever I want. So I got a Coldplay. I'm a big Coldplay fan. Coldplay, songbook and a Maroon 5 songbook, and I started practicing. And I'm not a really good memorizational person. I mean, I can, but when you're talking about 6, 7 sharps or like a hard song, like their songs are pretty complex. They don't sound like it, but they are. So yeah, I played it, and I mean, I prepared for that. So it was fun, and then I got it down, and I played for it, and everybody was like so excited. So
what I'm getting from this is that you know enough to teach me.
Oh yeah. Yes. Oh yeah. I used to teach piano. I used to teach piano to little kids. Yeah.
So I don't know how you feel about other lives and other timelines and other, basically past lives and stuff like that. But
okay.
I do believe in a lot of that.
Do you believe in reincarnation? Is that what you're saying? Or?
I think it's possible. Okay. I don't think everyone reincarnates, but I do think it's possible.
Okay.
I don't think it's everybody's process that we all come back. I do think that I've seen and read some stories where I was like, wow, okay, you can't deny that. So,
okay.
Yeah, I don't believe that it's impossible.
Okay.
So, having that said, I've always felt that I was in another life a musician or a DJ or something like that, because music for me is, if that's what I'm saying, like if I weren't performing as a comedian, or in theater or acting or whatnot, I feel that I'd be somewhere being like a radio disc jockey or if I know I can, but I'm not gonna. Like,
right.
That's why I don't want to say like if I could. We could all do it. We could all learn drums and piano and whatever. But are we gonna?
Right.
So if I could though, I would totally be out there rocking out.
Yeah.
That's why I don't. When you're like, oh, they're collecting. I'm like, oh my God, you should. I have like 7 guitars.
Really?
And I only know how to play a handful of things. Yeah. And I taught myself by ear because I can't read music.
Oh, okay.
So I'm the old school type that would pick up the guitar, and I've done it with a keyboard.
Okay.
And I'll be like, oh, I love this part of system. I love this one part in the System of a Down song.
Yeah,
blah, blah, blah.
System of a Down. Wow.
Back then, when we had our little boom boxes, I'd sit there and pause.
Yeah.
And rewind.
Yeah.
And then, and then play it again, and then pause it, and then try to find it on my guitar. So I try to teach myself that way. But I would need someone to teach me chords, or actual. Yeah. So same thing. I've I've learned some songs on my own, and then from not practicing, I forgot. So I would have to go back to the guitar and mess around with it for a few hours to find it again. Yeah. But
oh my God, this is such an interesting conversation, because I feel like, I don't know, like comedy, like a lot of stage has some similarities to it, and it's like inspirational. And I feel like for me, and I think I've said this in other podcasts, but like if I had a choice, like if I could have looked like Katy Perry and sang like her, like I would be doing what she's doing, or Gwen Stefani. Like I would be a total Gwen Stefani person, like her style, everything. But I mean, I love comedy and I love acting, and I did Second City and some improv and stuff. But I think it kind of all runs together, like, right?
The arts.
Right. I think so. Like if you're going to songwrite, like I've dabbled into songwriting. I think I have decent lyrics. I just have to get a better hook and stuff. But like, I feel like it flows out of you like comedy does. And I know for me, I have to be in a certain mindset to write. And I don't know how to explain it. Like, I know there's people that write every day. I don't know if you write every day. But, like, for me, all of a sudden, it'll be, like, 8 p.m. at night. And it's like, da-da-da-da-da-da, like an idea. And I'm like, okay, it's flowing out. Like, it's time to, like,
that's the exact same.
Record it or whatever. Because if I don't record it right now, tomorrow I'll forget what I just said. And it's just, like, it's almost kind of like an inspirational mindset. And I think that comedy, a lot of writing comes from bad things that happen to you, funny things that happen to you, like inspiring things that happen to you, right? Things that were monumental in your life. And I think the same thing with music. I think like musicians, you know, feed off of sadness, whatever. I remember a hard time in my life, and my friend goes, write a joke about it. And I did. And now I'm just laughing about that hard time. And it's beautiful.
It is.
It really is.
I'm sorry. I keep them all.
No, it's okay, girl.
I'm clearing my clitty node.
You have a clitty node that's kind of like got some mocos on it or something.
No, but I definitely agree with that it is, for me personally, because I'm sure there's other people, like you said, who can just sit down on that discipline level and be like, okay, from this hour to this hour, I write. I've tried that, and I'm just staring at the notebook or staring at the screen. Okay. Because I'm just like, but nothing's wanting to come out right now. It's like going to the restroom without having to go to the bathroom. Like you can sit on a toilet, but nothing's gonna happen.
Right,
like
right.
You have to just be ready for it.
Well, this is a comforting conversation because sometimes I feel like, what's wrong with me? Like, why can't it come out? But
and also you got to remember, not everybody's path is the same. So your path is different than Katy Perry's. Adele's was. So let me remind you, I heard what you said. You said, if I could look like someone, fuck all that. There's only one Katy Perry, but there's also only one Susana Rodriguez.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Thank you. Yeah.
So like, you have your path and how you do things and how you look and how you sing and what you offer to people. Nobody in the world could replicate that.
Oh, so you're gonna make me cry. Thank you. Yeah.
No, but it's true. It's like everybody has their own path. So if your journey and the way you grind doesn't look like the next person's, that's fine. Yeah. And I'm still learning that to this day, because even it's easier for me to say it, but sometimes I have to remind myself of that too, because I'll get in my head if I'm going to do a gig and a certain comic is on it, or a certain amount of dudes, and maybe I'm the only one, and depending on who those dudes are, it's intimidating already, just because it's a different vibe, and then my mind starts going down like, oh, they heard my shit before, I should, but I'm not going to perform for the other comedians. And how I write and when I write and how often I write and what inspires me and what doesn't inspire me, and if I use a notebook, if I use a computer screen, doesn't have to look like what the next guy or girl is doing. So
it's good.
It's hard to keep that in mind though, because we get lost in that. And I just got to remind ourselves, like myself. Like Deepak says, it's all ego. Like, what are we afraid of at the end? We're afraid of being embarrassed. We're afraid of looking foolish. We're afraid of not being accepted by others, or not getting like somebody's fucking thumbs up.
Oh wow.
But then what? So then we don't get it. And then what? Did that guy pay our bill? Does he fucking pay our rent? Is he there when we wake up in the mornings, when we go to, like, that dude or that girl is doing what they have to do.
True.
They're focusing on their shit. So at the end of it, we're like, oh, that's ego. We shouldn't care if somebody likes it or doesn't like it. Our goal is, for me anyway, is to go out there and just bring a good time to people. Yeah. So as long as people in the audience had a good time. Yeah. That's what I'm there for, not there to seek others' approval. Yeah. But man, do I have to tell myself all the time. It's when I catch myself getting nervous about something that I'm like, why? Then I have to, but it's a very automatic thing that your brain goes to this, like, this fear of failure, this fear of, having everyone be like, oh, you are doing good, but it's
that's like, so true, right?
My shit might look different than you. Yours, or how you do things. Yeah,
that is true. I think it is important to keep the focus on the entertainment part and the people, making them laugh, because I've had moments where the focus is not that, and I can feel, and I didn't do a good job because the focus was not that. You know what I mean? It's just it happens. Just it, man.
It happens, and then I'm like, why did I care? And then that person that was making me nervous goes up and has either a wishy-washy set just the same. Yeah. And they don't give a shit. And then they come off and I'm like, oh, here I am fucking worried about the lineup and impressing the other comedian, and then it's like they're up there having their own experience.
That's true. That's true. They're not concerned about what I'm thinking.
Or they might be. And also not sure, but that's what I mean. Like, everybody is going through their own thing. So we have to remind ourselves, it's not just you. And it's not just me. They might hide it better, or they release it better by shitting on other comics, or some of them bring other people, bring people up. So everybody acts and reacts differently to those things. So I just try to.
That's really good as far as, because I'm a new comic. I mean, I think September will be 2 years,
Woo-hoo!
But 2 years of comedy. And this is a good conversation for me to hear, because it's funny because I feel like you've arrived. I don't know how long you've been. How long have you been doing it?
12 years.
Wow.
Damn, I'm gonna make 13 years, I think, this December.
Wow. Yeah. So I feel like I never would think that you have to say that to yourself. Like, I know I'm saying that to myself because it is kind of like you do want to impress other comedians and you do want other people to think, wow, you're great and whatever, but it like you said, they're doing their own thing. Everybody's just there to make the crowd happy, and that should be the focus.
Yeah, and it's not so much impressing the other comics. It's more like you want to, I don't know, it's that feeling of like, what are they going to say about my set? It's not necessarily that we're that we're seeking their
acceptance or whatever.
But it's this weird, we don't want to embarrass ourselves in front of them, or we don't, I don't know what that is. But then that's when I'm that's when I catch myself, and then I have to ask myself, what is it that you're, and then I'm like, well, fucking nothing. He's not the head of HBO. Or he's not fucking, what do I care? He's doing the same damn show I'm doing.
Yeah.
We're both in this bar. You know what I mean? Like, what? We're both getting paid in beer and drink ticket. No.
Wow. Yeah.
So
very true. That's good stuff.
It's a mind,
That's a good
screw.
stuff. Yeah, definitely.
So,
oh yeah, and there's so many things that can, I've had to talk to myself a lot. Just because the negativity and the self-doubt and all the little horrible little demons come, knocking at the door, and you got to shut them off and be like, no, shut up. I don't want to hear you. Because it's just humanity, right? It's just, we're human.
Right.
And things like that happen. And,
especially when you really, my favorite line is to tell myself is, and then what? And then what? So it's like, yeah, but then what if this? And, okay, what if that? And then what? And then it's like, well, then that's fucking embarrassing. And then what? And then you get over it. And then fucking 2 days later, everybody forgets about it and they're talking about the next thing. And then what? And then, so, and then what? Did you die? That's another thing I tell myself. Are you going to die? No. Okay. Yeah. You might be embarrassed and uncomfortable for a little bit. And then what?
Yeah, you're still
fucking
alive.
Nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing. It's just ego.
Yeah.
It's ego.
It is ego.
It's a human thing that we're afraid of, and then when you really are there's actually nothing to truly be afraid of. The worst thing we could do is not try.
Yeah.
That's what we should be afraid of. We should be afraid of not doing shit out of fear.
Wow.
Then what? Then you're 89 and you're like, damn.
Shoulda, coulda,
I could have done all that shit. I could have gone skydiving. I could have gone ziplining. I could have gone on stage and told a joke. I could have fucking sang a Katy Perry song in front. You know what I mean? I could have played the piano at church.
Yeah.
So the people who try those things and quote unquote fail, because really nothing's a failure. You just try it. If it doesn't work, you tried it.
Yeah.
And it didn't work. So either you keep trying because you want to make it work, or you go, this isn't for me, and you go try something else.
Yeah.
And then what? Right? Did you die? No.
Yeah.
So
this is good stuff.
It's hard to stay in that mentality if you're not actively doing it every day. Because it'll take me, I can leave right now and let some dumb shit piss me off. I'm over here all guru, and I can leave right now and be like, get the hell out of the way, and start road raging in front of your house. Because it takes normal everyday life shit will easily wrap you up in that moment, and then you forget the bigger picture.
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah, I have an acting teacher, and he came on my podcast and will post soon, but he talks about noise. I remember coming into his class and I'd be like, this and this happened and this and this happened. I had this whole and he's like, it's just noise, Susanna. It's just noise. And it is just the person that pisses you off, job things, this thing, this person, that, comments, somebody said this to me, whatever is floating in your brain. And it's it's just stopping you from progressing and being a better self and doing what you need to do.
Yeah.
And it's just noise. It needs to be shut down. Yep. We were talking about quiet. I mean, get rid of all the noise in life and stresses and whatever. and focus on
just,
your path and what you're doing.
Yep.
Speaking of HBO, I really want to talk about HBO with you. Oh my God. Okay, so how did that progress? So Gwen is the winner, one of the winners of 2021, right?
Yes.
Okay.
2022, I think now, right?
Yeah.
Man, I'm losing all my life.
I know,
with this
dude.
COVID
Like,
shit.
yeah.
I'm like, what year?
Me too. I'm like, what day? I'm still
Right.
like, what day
Yeah.
is it today? It's really messed up my calendar. Like this morning I woke up and I'm like, am I working today? I'm like, oh my goodness, no, it's podcast day.
You're like, what's going on?
Duh.
Yeah.
It's podcast day. But yeah, so how did you hear about the contest? Did you apply? Like what?
I
how did
actually
that all?
applied to it last year. I think it was
Okay.
the year before that. And I think that's the year Abi Sanchez won.
Okay.
So he made it. And then after that, I didn't even see the post. I think I got an email. It was Mikey.
Okay.
Mikey O sent an email and he was like, hey, heads up, auditions are happening
Wow,
again.
yeah.
And I was like, oh, because sometimes you don't, Instagram, they control everything. The freaking algorithm. If you're not active on one page for one day, you won't see their posts.
You'll miss it. Yeah, you'll
So
miss it.
I didn't catch any of the announcements of it.
Okay.
And I'm barely on Facebook. So, yeah, I got that email and then I was like, oh, let me submit.
Yeah.
And I submitted and then I got the call that I was one of the finalists and I was like, hell
Oh my God. Okay, so did you have to submit a video or what do you?
Yeah, submitted I think up to a 5-minute clip
Okay.
was allowed, clean. And
Okay.
then just submit it and then just wait. So that's what happened last time. And you don't get a call telling you no. You just don't get a call. So I knew it was a no when I saw Abi posting out here for HBO. I'm like, oh, okay, the rounds are the rounds are proceeding. I wasn't called. Okay, cool. I missed this, but I was super excited to see our guy, from Chicago. Make
Oh my
it. So I was like,
God.
hell yeah.
I know, he's
so
amazing.
just as happy. A win for us is a win
Yes.
for us.
Oh,
So I
yes.
was like, cool. When it's that's another thing. What's for us is for us.
Yes.
Abi, that was for
That
Abi.
was his time.
Right.
That
So
was his
you
time.
just gotta be happy for people so that you can feel what it's gonna be like when you get it.
Yeah, totally.
You can't
I agree.
hate on people and you can't cock block. You gotta be happy for them because if you're like, then that's the vibe you put out and that's what the universe will give back to you.
Oh wow.
So
yeah,
I'm like,
I agree.
hell yeah, Abi. That just feels to me. It fueled my
Yeah.
fire because I was like one step closer.
Yeah.
Abi got it. I'm next. That's how I looked at it. I was like,
awesome.
yeah, that means
That
they're
is
looking at
awesome.
Chicago.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, good.
Yeah. Cool.
So then, they flew me out for the live.
Okay.
I guess the live performance, which was the competition round.
Okay. And that was in New York.
That was in New York.
Okay.
At the music hall.
Okay.
It was a dope ass little venue.
Yeah.
And killer comics who I became friends with from different parts. We had New Yorker, we had freaking Tejas, we had like cool people.
Yeah.
And we were all hanging out in the green room, just waiting for our
Okay.
turn.
So
and
it felt like a show more than an audition.
It felt like a show, but because we all knew what it was,
Yeah.
and it didn't look like a regular little show. Like, I mean, you had your
Yeah.
HBO
Yeah.
things everywhere, your camera equipment, the lighting, the sound. So Tony Touch was DJing, so it did feel like the show.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was a pretty
Very
interesting
cool.
thing because we couldn't see each other's sets for obvious reasons.
Oh, okay.
And so what was
I was wondering about that.
which was fun was that fun and nerve-wracking is that I was blessed enough to have closed out the show.
Okay.
So which was fun, but what was nerve-wracking about that is since we were being pulled out one by one, I was literally the last one in this basement green room.
Okay.
With like no one down there. So
You knew you were going to be the last one. It wasn't like a surprise.
correct. They
They
told
gave you
me,
the lineup.
But
Okay.
I thought there was going to be a few production folks floating around or something. But they were all upstairs busy. They were doing things. So by the time I knew it, I was down there by myself, like. Like
with
nervous
your
as
thoughts.
hell, yeah. And so what I did was I gave myself the pep talk in front of the mirror. I hyped myself up. I like to shadow. I'm a big UFC fan. I'm a big MMA fighter.
Oh my God, me too. This
MMA
is
fan.
hilarious. Yeah.
So my dorky ass was shadow boxing.
Oh, cool.
And then I love Fiona.
Okay.
Fiona Apple.
Okay.
So I put on the Waltz. I don't know if you're a Fiona fan.
You know what? I'm thinking of a song right now, but I don't think it's The Walls. but yeah.
But I had it on
I
repeat.
know of her.
I had it on repeat because there's a part in it that says, oh God, now I'm blanking. It's a part, it's called the Waltz, and it's called Better Than Fine. Also one of the songs that I pulled out my keyboard and was like, I'm going to teach, and I got the, maybe before, oh damn, you have another podcast. I'm like, maybe before I leave, you could teach me the second part. It's really quick. But I managed to find the notes on my own, like, and anyway.
We'll have to get together and do music for sure.
That would be a blast.
Oh my God, yeah. I have the piano. It's just in the next room. Oh, I don't know if we can play it.
No, I'm not going to. I know that you're going to edit this. I'm just trying to find the lyrics for you.
Because I did see that she sings The Criminal. Yeah, that's the song I know.
Yes. Okay, so yes.
So
I don't have lyrics.
You know what? Let me look them up for you. Lyrics to...
Basically, she says...
Apple, right? Is that the song you want?
Fiona Apple. No.
I mean, what song is it?
I'm surprised, Miss
Shadow
Coldplay fan,
Boxer?
that you are. No, man. That you do not
know.
like... I can't not want to play any of her songs.
No, I know Criminal. I knew of her. I was just kind of like, what song is it? Like, I'm on a... So what... Is it Shadow Boxer?
No, it's the Waltz. So it's Waltz, a.k.a. Better Than Fine. And I put the song on repeat.
Okay.
Because she basically says...
if you don't have a song to sing, you're okay?
It's this part that really hit me that day.
Okay.
Which goes to my point of, like, be happy for people.
Okay.
Like, be happy.
I love
and
that.
stay in a state of happiness, because then when you're vibrating at that frequency of happiness, then that's what you're going to attract. It's science, right? Like they say, it's like a magnet. If you're on this level, then everything on that line is going to meet you. Mm-hmm. But if you're vibrating down here, then that's the shit that you're going to get.
Yeah, so, I love that. So
this
true.
Line that she says that I just kept repeating because I was everybody who got called in, okay, you're up next.
Yeah.
I would run out there and be like, yo, go smash that shit.
Aww.
Like, do it. Like, have fun. Because we were there. To me, we had already all won.
Yeah, that's
just
true.
Just the fact that we were blessed enough to be recognized, that
that's true.
HBO was awesome enough by, the
out of all the
team.
comics in the country, too. Latin comics in the country. I mean, that's
true.
I
wasn't even thinking of that.
It's like 50 states. Like all the country.
That's awesome.
Huge.
Yeah, I don't even see, like, I
huge.
haven't even put it in that.
I mean, how many of you were there? Like,
there was 5. There were.
Oh my gosh! Wow, look at that.
So it was.
That's big. Yeah.
So to me, and that's what I told him. I told all of them, I was like, "Hey guys, we already won. We got flown out here.
Yeah.
We're performing in front of amazing people. We're going to be on a stage with Alot Rodriguez. There's HBO people in the scene, in the audience." Tony Touch is spinning. I grew up breakdancing to that dude. Like,
that's awesome.
So, like, to me, I was like, this is great. I just want to have a good time now.
Yeah.
And if it's for me, it's already mine.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to sweat it. And then I played this song, like, on repeat. And the part that I kept belting out loud was, everyone else's goal is to get big-headed. Why should I follow that beat, being that I'm better than fine?
Wow.
And it's true. It's like I was just like, I'm not here to get big headed. I'm here to have a good time.
Yeah.
I'm fine. Everyone's fine.
Yeah.
Let's just have a good time.
That's awesome.
But I won, and Ralph Barboza won.
Yeah.
Funny dude. I mean, everybody was funny in the competition. Everybody's doing their thing right now. We were basically just being there made us all winners already.
Oh my God!
I mean, we were already winners before getting there, but just the fact that we were all able to share that experience.
Yeah.
Everybody's still doing their thing, and
Yeah.
Some of them went on to be. Some of them are already on TV right now on a haha comedy festival. Jasmina Garcia's on there. So like people are doing their thing. So it was a very beautiful blessing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like that stamp. You know what I mean? Like, because. You've been grinding, you've been out there, and like years and years and years. It's almost like, what's that phrase? Like opportunity meets preparation, preparation meets opportunity.
Oh, yeah,
like you prepared all 12 of these years, and then boom, opportunity hit, and you're 5.
My hard work met
the whole country, 5 Latin comics, and you're one of them, and you're female. It's like, it's just amazing.
It's surreal.
It is.
It definitely is.
It is. It's almost like, I mean, not that you needed the HBO stamp because you're good anyway, but like, then it's like you got this HBO stamp on you.
Yeah.
Like,
That's huge. And
awesome.
it's again, like, I feel obviously to me everything is, with the grace of God, but like it's also a power of your own manifestation. With his blessings, you know, nothing happens without his permission. But you got to be like, hey, like I used to say all the time. I never asked how, but I used to say it all the time, Susanna. I used to be like, watch, one day I'm going to be on TV. One day I'm going to be on HBO. One day I'm going to have a Netflix special. That one's next.
Yes.
That one's next.
You should.
Right now it's starting with my one-woman show.
Yes. Let's promote that. Yeah. I do want to ask you about 80 Around the World in 80 Days too, but like, let's get
came off the heels from HBO.
Oh, for real?
It did.
Okay.
It did, because the awesome gentleman who is, I believe, the founder and the president of Viva Kids.
Okay.
Victor. Very awesome gentleman. He was there at the competition, at the HBO competition.
No way.
So he went out to the back. He gave us all a cool little pep talk. Among other pep talks we got from Aida Rodriguez and a bunch of other awesome people and producers were coming back there. But, telling us basically, have fun. You guys made it here. Have fun. Yeah. And, eventually other opportunities can come of this. We're doing voiceovers now. I just got a voiceover role, and I blurted out, I've always wanted to do that, because it's true. That's another thing I've always said.
Okay.
Ever since I saw Mrs. Doubtfire. Okay. Do you remember in the beginning when Robin Williams the movie starts off and he's doing a voiceover? Yeah. I was like, oh, that's awesome. Really? I'm gonna do that one day.
Oh my God! And you have the perfect voice for it. You have a unique voice.
You called me ugly?
You have a voice for radio.
Damn, I'm leaving here. Puros insultos aquí.
Did we turn the cameras on? Are the cameras on right now?
She said, you have a voice for TV, okay? Because
voice for radio.
That's about all you got. Right. No, so
oh my God.
So that's what happened. I got
so for those of you listening, Gwen is on 80 Days Around the World. It's a cartoon, and she is the mom in it.
I'm the mama monkey.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I was watching like clips of it last night, and I didn't ever read that it said only in theaters. I'm like, oh my gosh, I should have saw it May 13th when it came out.
I have a feeling that they're going to be streaming it. Oh, probably on Netflix, sure. Amazon, Hulu. So that's what we're looking forward to. But it was super fun.
When I saw your post about it, I was like, this is perfect, because you do have a unique voice. I think for voiceovers like that, especially cartoon, like you've got to have a unique voice to you. It can't just be like everybody's regular voice, and you do. You have like a raspy.
My clitty nodes are coming through. My clitty nodes are coming through for me.
You know what? I think I'm going to mess up my vocal cords. I'm going to start singing in G without using my diaphragm, so I could be a voiceover actor. Okay, did you meet your other cast members, like Ida and all of them from that movie?
Ida had already had the pleasure of meeting a long time ago, before her specials hit, before she hit HBO and all that. We happened to be on a college gig that we were both doing together. Okay. I was hired separately, and then she was, and we didn't know anything of each other. Again, this is like way before her HBO, her special. She was already obviously grinding and very well known and respected, but the where she's at right now, all those HBO and her special hadn't dropped or anything like that. This was years ago. I think it was Oberlin College in Ohio, because we were scared of we were scared of going missing. we were in this like creepy looking spot, and we were like, we looked out for each other.
Trafficked here?
We definitely looked out for each other. We had rooms in the most creepiest end of the. And when she saw where my room, we were like, I'm like, do you mind if we share a room, because this is creepy? So we did. We were like, yeah, this isn't safe. It's just us two ladies.
Yeah, it's time to put like furniture against the door.
Yeah, it was like, really shyster.
Oh my God.
It was like shyster nation. So we survived that. Okay. The show was awesome. The students were awesome. And then that's when we met.
That's so cool.
And then a couple years after that, not long after, I saw she was hitting, like the stride. And then she got a special. And then she's just killing it where she's supposed to be.
Everywhere. Yeah.
Exactly. So, so I didn't get to see her
Yeah, because voiceover, it's just you in a room, right? Doing
That's
it.
Right.
I mean, I loved your clip because I like every voiceover person should be acting it out and doing it. Like, it's amazing how your facial expressions will dictate what you do.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean.
That was so much fun.
Oh, you look like you were having fun. I was like, this is cool. Like, not to get off to, but I worked at a hospital and there was a lady that would answer the phone. Her name is Ro. Shout out to Ro. And when she would answer the phone, she always answered with a smile. She's like, hello, I can't say the hospital, but whatever hospital, how can I help you? And you could literally hear the smile through the, I did not smile at that job. I was like, good morning. How can I help you?
Right.
Like when you're answering the phone every day, it's like, it gets begrudgingly, but she always would smile. And I was like, I can hear that smile through the phone, and I think that, voiceovers is like that. Like I see a lot of actors doing voiceovers and they're animated themselves and they're doing it just like the character would do it. And so that was really super cool. And you said you related to the character, like the protectiveness of the mom.
Yeah, she was a little overprotector, and that's me. That's me always just being like, hey, what's up with that? Why is that guy looking over here? I'm the overly. I might not look like I'm paying attention. But I will know where the exits are. I'll know that guy walked in and left and got up and came back 3 times. I'll sit in a restaurant and have a full engaged conversation with you, but notice if there's some weird shit that's like off. Like I'm like, why did that guy walk past 5 times, but then he came in, but then he turned around and walked out without buying anything? Like I'm always like, what was up with that? It's kind of cool, but it's also a sign of the fucked up times we live in.
Yes, it's like that cop mentality, like a cop would be. Yeah. I get, where I get that is at the movie theater, because we've had so many bad things, and I love going to movies. And I think not every time, but sometimes I'm sitting there, like if it's like during the day, an obscure time where there's like not a lot of people, and then I see somebody walk in, I'm like, does that person look suspicious? Or they walk out, like, I'm just.
I'll give you one.
Crazy.
I'll give you one that I learned not too long ago that I was like, well, that makes sense. And I think I learned it. Do you ever learn some shit and then forget you learned it, and then you relearn it, and as you relearn it, you're like, wait a minute, I think I learned that shit a long time ago, and I think I forgot that shit all over again.
It's like deja vu.
I had learned this a long time ago, and I think I forgot, and I relearned it not long ago. That if you pay attention to a person's arm swing, if they're walking into space and one of their arms, I mean, it could be that they just fucking have a bad shoulder, but it could be they just they walk like fucking weird. No, but it makes sense if you pay attention to one arm not moving so much more than not swaying, they might be carrying a piece.
Oh, okay, interesting.
You can't move you can't swing your right arm as freely.
So, because the piece is in the way.
Because the piece is right there.
Huh.
So if both of them have fucking flappy arms, I doubt you're carrying. But if you got somebody with like a stiff right arm, I don't know.
I'm gonna watch out for that.
I don't know. And you got a long ass trench coat. Something's up.
Yeah.
You better swing that arm, sir. Swing that arm.
Yeah. If you're not looking happy to me, you're kind of like,
scary, man. You just gotta.
It is scary. I hate it. I hate it for parents and kids. I hate it for that, because like I talked to a coworker. She's got kids. She's worried. Like it's just sad times. But anyway, let's keep this happy. Let's talk about your Mi Casa Tu Casa show coming up.
Yeah.
August 4th. Aguijon Theater.
Yeah, that's going to be, and that's actually it actually premieres on Wednesday the 3rd. So opening night will be August the 3rd, and then it'll be running that Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay.
And then the following Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then the following Thursday, Friday,
Friday. Oh my God,
Saturday.
you're doing 3 weeks
I'm
of
doing
it.
the 3-week run, ending on the 21st at Aguijon Theater. So for those who may or may not be familiar, I might as well just reiterate where that's at. Aguijon is this awesome community theater out on 2707 North Laramie Avenue. So it's basically by like Belmont and Laramie. Okay. Right off of Belmont and Laramie. Awesome theater. So yeah, they've been awesome and gracious enough to,
That is, so you wrote
work
this
with me and get this rocking.
You wrote this. Is it stand up? Is it?
It is more of a theater. It's more of a theater type show. Stand up, I can do an hour, which by the way, if you guys are looking for something to do on Father's Day, I will be officially for the first time. I've closed out at Zany's, but there's not this is an official headlining. I am very proud to announce that I'll be headlining Zany's Comedy Club on Wells on June 19th, Sunday. So it's a Father's Day.
Okay.
So that, you'll get my good 45, 1 hour.
Damn,
the last time I did that Joe show, I was on stage for 61 minutes and I cut out like 10 minutes. I kept getting the light and I was like, oh no, I still have like 10 more minutes of crap to say. And I looked at my timer and it was like 61 minutes and I was like, oh man, next time, I'll get you next time. So Zany's is next time.
Okay, yeah, Zany's is next
June
time.
19th,
Cool.
tickets
I'm
are on
gonna
sale.
really try to make that.
That'd be awesome.
June 19th, people.
And then
Father's
after
Day.
that, this is
the big
my
thing.
one-woman show.
That is so cool. How long is the one-woman show?
It should be almost about 90 minutes.
Okay.
So
you're doing Sundays at 3 and weekdays at 7:30.
yeah, Sundays is matinee for the early folks, that way if
That's
you guys want to have
nice.
some mimosas and then mosey on over to my show and then go
This
home
is
early.
really cool. I'm going to try to make both of these. I mean, there's enough dates in August to go. That is so cool. How awesome is that?
Yeah, this is just I'm excited because this is just what I want people to take away from this, other than just a regular old good time.
Yeah.
Is that all of our stories are similar. You might be from X part of the country. Somebody might be from that side of the world. It really doesn't matter. We all, for the most part, are seeking out the same things in life, which is just peace, love.
Yeah.
We want to thrive. We don't want to suffer. We just want to live in peace and feel loved and be with loved ones and, family, friends, the good stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like there's so much divisiveness going on. And like, I just want to talk about the fun shit, the fun memories of growing up. And that's basically what this is. This is just like a ride through my living room,
Very
Hence
cool.
the term mi casa es tu casa, because your house might have looked a little bit different, but I guarantee you we have similar stories.
Oh, yeah. I agree.
And we all have similar stories.
Oh, yeah. I think family upbringing and dynamic is so interesting to like focus on. I don't know if you watch the show This Is Us.
I keep hearing about it, and people keep telling me, dude, you would like it, and I haven't seen it.
You would love it, yeah. And I kept up with it like season to season, like regular show, like weekly. And then this last season, I got really busy. I had back-to-back shows like that I was producing, and then I thought after April I would hit the ground running, like doing a bunch of shows in Chicago, like open mics and stuff like that. And then my dog is not doing too well, so that's kind of sideswiped. And talk about like not falling apart. Like I had to talk to myself. I'm like, Susanna, you cannot fall apart. Like you can't. Like you got to keep going. Like you can't. And I love my dog, but I don't want to get too. But it hasn't been fully diagnosed, but like doctors are suspecting, and she's on medication. Everything. It's just
kind of dog is she?
A little Shih Tzu. Oh. She's not here right now because I took her to my friend's house. I know. I wanted you to meet her, but the last time she was barking a lot in one of the podcasts, my first podcast, she barked a lot the one I dropped.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm like, you know what? Maybe it's time to get her to somewhere else during the podcast time, and then I'll pick her up.
She would have been
I know, right? We could have just rocked her to sleep.
Sleeping in my arms.
Yeah, she's a little 14-pound Shih Tzu, just adorable. She's got an underbite. She looks so cute.
I love them.
Yeah, so that's another thing. It's just kind of like I gotta snap out of like, okay, how do I do comedy if I'm sad? Like if I'm down about something.
That's how you do it. I know it sounds weird, but that's how you do it. You're like your friend said, write a joke about it.
Yeah.
And I know it's like, well, this is not a laughing matter. Of course it's not.
Right.
But there's funny in there.
Yeah.
I'll never forget being told that. Find the funny.
Yeah.
Find the funny. So my past relationship, we were together for almost 12 years.
Oh my God.
It was like 11 years. And we had just recently been engaged.
Oh.
I think we separated in 2018.
Okay.
And I mean, that's a shift. I mean, share your life with someone for a good 11 going on 12 years and an engagement thinking this is it to all of a sudden we're no longer together.
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't even know up was down was up. Like everything was
you
just
were
kind of
blindsided, basically.
No, I what I mean by I didn't even know what was up or what was down is just like when you're so used to spending so much time, like you're with someone, and then all of a sudden, like you're just on your own.
Yeah.
It was a mutual thing, but it didn't take away from the difficulty of it.
Totally.
So anyway, I'm saying all this to tell you that because of what we spoke about earlier, I'm a person who writes when I'm inspired. I didn't fucking feel inspired.
Yeah.
I didn't feel inspired for shit. I did not want to write. I did not want to do anything. I was just like, I was bummed out, and everything felt foreign. Everything felt like, well, what do I do now? You know? And so in talking to friends and telling them exactly what I'm saying to you, that's just like when we come up with other material. Yeah. That's where material came from, where I was like, dude, I went, and it was all true shit. So I, for example, one of the mornings I had gotten up, and this was me not being used to being alone. Like, you're so used to having that partner that you just get up and do things with. Yeah. And so I got up, and I was like, whoa, the fuck do I do now? Like, I was like, what do I do? Like, I guess I'll have breakfast. And I was like, man, like, I just felt like completely like lost almost.
Oh my God.
And so it was my first time as a grown up, y'all, going to a Golden Nugget. Now, I don't know if you, by myself.
I've been to the Golden Nugget.
Okay. She's like, I've done that. Well, I don't know if you've seen one of I haven't done it a lot. I don't know if I wonder if you're going to experience this as a comic. I write some pretty good, solid bits. Yeah. And I'll do them like twice, and then I won't do it again. I don't know what that, and I'm like, why? And then I go to like my favorites or the ones that I know are gonna, and then I'm like, why? You did that set and it fucking killed, and you've only done it like 2-3 times. Well, anyway, my breakup set is what I call it, and I did a full hour off of my breakup. Wow. And Mikey had called and was like, hey, you haven't performed in a while, like, let's do this, let's get a show going. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm like, but I don't really have. And then I was like, well, I do have all this stuff I've been kind of messing around with that just talks about my own experience. And I was like, you know what? I was like, fuck it. Let's do one. And he's like, well, I need a name of the show. Think of a name of the show. And I remember thinking to myself, again, I was trying to stay in this positive mindset, right? Yeah. I mean, I'm heartbroken. I'm like, fresh out of this long relationship and just kind of sad. And I was just like, you know what, Gwen, it's all good. And then what? And then what? Are you gonna die? Are you gonna die? And then what? Yeah. So then I was like, it's all good. And then I called Mikey back. I said, that's the name of my show. He said, what? I said, An Evening with Gwen La Roka. It's all good. It's all good.
That's awesome.
And so I went on stage at Joe's and I rocked the whole last hour where I talked about my breakup. Wow. I almost cried. And even if I would have, I would have been okay with it. Yeah. I got a little emotional, but then a joke was right after that. And then as soon as the punchline dropped and the audience laughed, I was like on it. Back on. And what did I talk about? Literally what I was experiencing. In the moment, did I find it funny that I was walking a Golden Nugget by myself? Right. No. You're kind of like a zombie. In the moment, was I not embarrassed? Was I not feeling like a dork, like a loser, like just I'm in a Golden Nugget? I felt all those things. Yeah. But I went back, and not that day, but as I'm telling my friends, dude, I fucking went to Golden Nugget by myself, and they're cracking up, and I'm like, how old am I? And as I'm telling them these things, it's coming out in a very stand-up. I was finding the funny without. That's my survival mechanism for me. Is if times are hard, I have to find the funny. It's good. And so I found an hour of funny based off of heartbreak. And I was just talking about my observations of, now I have to do this by myself. It was the first time I went to Golden Nugget by myself. I met this hot girl. She sat with me halfway through. Her name was Cholula. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Cholula. Like, exactly. So it's like, and that's where a whole hour comes out, and I'm just really talking about my pain. But I found the funny in it. Wow. So I'm sure that in those moments when you're what's your dog's name?
Lauren.
You gave her a straight up human ass name.
You know what's so funny is okay, hold up a second. Said, I got her Lauren from a rescue and she came to me as Lauren. Okay. I don't know what her last name was. Probably Katowski. But I changed it to Rodriguez, so she is Latin now. She's a Mexican dog. But her name's Lauren. But I wanted to change it to and I'm so glad I didn't, because I was thinking of Pepita and Lupita, which would be stupid names.
Lupita.
It's like so weird.
Yeah, Lauren's much better.
Lauren is awesome. Yeah. She reminds me of a Lauren. You know, she's not the most like, I'll be like, come here, baby. And I want to take a video of this one time before, you know, like she's just so funny because she just stands there and she does not come to me. Like most dogs come to you. You're like, come here, baby. She's just like,
she's a Lauren.
Yeah, she's Lauren. Yeah, she's not. I'm not going to give it to you. I'm just good. You're going to have to work for me.
That's funny.
And like when I come in, there are times that she's literally like, I want to pet her, and she's walking away from me sheepishly, like ha ha ha.
She knows what she's doing.
Oh yeah, she plays me like a fiddle. That dog.
Well, see that, and this is what I mean.
She plays me like a fiddle.
When you're having those moments,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
You're going to find the funny, even in the sad ones. Even when you're, you know.
So when you were going through the breakup, I mean, did you go out and do stand-up, or were you like, I need a break from stand-up?
No, I was doing stand-up, but I was doing my regular jokes.
Your regular stuff. Okay.
When that show to me was like my therapy.
Yeah.
I went on stage and I talked about very personal shit. I literally was talking about my freaking breakup and how I don't know if you ever heard me say the one joke about being at the restaurant by yourself, being romantic by yourself.
No, I don't think so.
I said, well, what are you gonna do at the restaurant by your motherfucking self? Everybody else is booed up at Olive Garden, and you're over there trying to reenact the Lady and the Tramp scene, just me and the noodle. And I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, and that's just me. But it's like, I need 2 people for the fucking noodle scene. I need 2 people. That all came from real shit. From me just sitting there watching everybody boot up at the restaurant and my thoughts. And I'm like, look at all these fucking coupled up people. And I'm over here. I can't do that whole little noodle thing. And I was like, oh my God, that's funny. Write that down.
Oh, God. Yeah.
So, you know, when you're holding Lauren and you're having this sad moment, make fun of yourself in an innocent way, find the funny. You know, there might be some weird she might pass gas while you're over there, like, you know, holding her, and then you're like over here all worried she's dying and she's farting in your leg.
I know. And you know what? Like, to see this dog, you would not think she does not act sick at all. It's just her liver enzymes are crazy and she's on medication right now. And they're suspecting cancer. So I'm just kind of like, oh gosh. And it's like crazy because like both of my parents had cancer. I do want to write a joke about that somehow. Like both of my parents had cancer. Now my dog has cancer. Like, don't marry me. It'll come to you.
What was that movie?
You're gonna get vocal node cancer.
Oh my God! Oh, that's terrible. You're gonna get clitty throat cancer. That's terrible. No, see, and not that what you said is funny in itself.
Yeah,
that's not funny that your parents had it and that your dog might.
Yeah,
but there's funny in there.
Yeah, it's like everyone around me is getting cancer. You know what I mean? It's like bizarre.
Well, I'm glad I didn't drink your fucking water out here in Munster, Indiana. I don't know what's going on. I don't know your neighborhood. Apparently.
Yeah, you brought your own water. This is good.
I did, yes. I did. So yeah, you'll get there. I think when and let me just say this before we move on. It's not like I did it the first night after our breakup.
Yeah.
I wasn't that fucking ready. Find the funny, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, shit was not funny.
Right.
It took a while. It took a few days. It took a few weeks to finally start observing these things. So I would just say, be observant. Yeah. And be open to finding the funny in the situations. And by the time you know it, you might have a 20-25 minute set that honors Lauren.
Oh. Yeah,
you know, while she's still here.
Yeah, I do have Lauren jokes. I do have some funny jokes about her, but already, which is good because she's a foster dog and she needs to be sedated every time she goes to the vet. So I have a sedation joke about like how I'm jealous of my dog. Like, when am I going to get sedated?
That's
you know, because she'll bite if like somebody's trying to mess with her or whatever, like put something in her ear or whatever. She's an adorable dog, but I just I'm glad we talked about that because I feel like, okay, Susanna, your life can't stop. Like you got to go do comedy, you got to go do shows. Like you can't just like not get on stage because you're so sad or whatever, you know.
But again, there is no rule.
Yeah.
There is no you gotta. There is no you can't. There is no you should. It's whatever feels right for Susanna. You know, you don't have to get up and go back to work just because you can take time off, and the mic will be there for you when you get back. It's when you're ready. It's not, don't look at everybody else and feel left behind, or look at they did this and they're doing that and I still haven't done. Again.
Oh yeah, girl, man. I can talk myself. I'm like,
we all have our own path. I can't listen. If my motivation was based on watching other people's, like, how do I put this? I do get motivated to see other people, but that's not what I'm trying to say. I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, if my validation was based on how well I'm keeping up with somebody else, we'd never validate ourselves, because everybody's always on a different, they're at a different pace, you know, or like if I had to do things the way someone else did it exactly to the T, that might not have been what was carved out for me. So like everything that I've been blessed enough to accomplish has been on its own random fucking weird trajectory. It wasn't the quote unquote
the way
step by
it's
step,
be. Yeah.
the way. I didn't get an agent and an agent hooked me up with the voiceover role and then I auditioned.
I was wondering about that, but
none of that shit.
Yeah, you're probably better off with an agent.
I did things the abstract way, the good old school grind way. I came out the back door. I fucking, you know, and there's nothing wrong with doing it the step by step way.
Yeah.
I just didn't, you know.
Yeah.
I remember my brothers would tell me, and they did it in the most loving way. My older brother especially. He'd be like, "So, sister, what are you gonna do like with this comedy thing? Are you really gonna like, cause I can help you, you know, find like my company's hiring. You know, I have a pretty good background in what my corporate world was or whatever. So like, you know, you kind of inadvertently create a career for you in the corporate world. Yeah. And so he's like, with your experience, I can get you a nice job where I'm at, nice paying job. And what are you doing? And I was like, I don't know, my comedy. I don't want to take a job that's going to expect more of me, because I want to give less to my job and more to my passion, because that's going to be my full-time job, my career. Yeah. And he's like, yeah, but I don't see, because, you know, I guess people want to see, well, what do you have to show for this? Yeah. All the times, you know, my mom, you know, before I ever did stand-up, I was doing theater and I was doing, you know, I emceed a lot. Meaning, like, I freestyle a lot. Okay. I like to MC. I get in ciphers. I'll bust a little flow.
That is super cool.
You know,
I did
super spoken word. I did, and I was involved in a lot of community organizations. Okay. So what happened was that a lot of folks would be like, Gwen, can you host this not-for-profit event? We're doing a fundraiser for, you know, Orgullo en Acción. Yeah. Gwen, I was up on the board of directors for Orgullo en Acción back in the day. It was an awesome queer Latino organization in Chicago that was like, hey, let's do a Latino pride picnic. You know,
cool.
The gay pride is so corporate. It's so like run by companies and capitalism. Like, let's do a Latino pride where people just come together and share food and have a picnic. Okay. And so that's what the group was. And anyway, so events Very cool. that people would learn, oh, Gwen, you need an MC. Gwen will host. Yeah. Gwen, can you do spoken word? Gwen, will you bust some rhymes over here and then kind of host and bring up the drag queens or bring up the next performers or bring up the dancers, bring up the bands. And so I started doing events. And I started doing spoken word, or I would MC, or I would just host events. And I remember my mom would also ask me, Mija, ¿y te pagan? You get paid for this? And I'd be like, no, mommy, this is just free. ¿Y qué sacas de eso? Like, what is your end goal? Like, what do you... And I'm like, nothing, Mom. This is my way of giving back to the community. Like, I just like to be involved in the community, and that's my artistic expression. I'm not really breakdancing like I used to. I like to rhyme. Right. I like to be on the mic. I like to do my spoken word. Like, that's I like the mic in my hand. I like being on stage. I like doing the show running and being stage manager and telling the next band they're up.
That's
and
awesome. Yeah.
It's fun shit.
Yeah.
And she was like, okay. And then now when I got this HBO thing. And my brothers were congratulating the shit out of me. Yeah. And, I'm going to get teary-eyed.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Well, because my older brother, both of them, they were like, man, you did this shit on your own. And I was like, well, I'm thinking to myself, well, no, I didn't. I mean, you need a fucking village. Yeah. You know, producers, fellow comics, friends, family. I'm like, no, I didn't do it on my own. He goes, no, sister. He goes, you did it on your own. He's like, I remember I used to ask you, and he brought it up.
Yeah.
He's like, I remember I used to ask you, what are you doing, Wendy? What are you doing with your comedy? Why don't you just, And he's like, I used to get frustrated and you used to tell me, I don't know. I'm just doing it. I'm going to another show. And him and my dad and my other brother, they put it in a way that I hadn't even thought of it myself. They were like, but you worked your ass off. And I was like, well, yeah, I submitted, I auditioned. And they were like, no, but all those times that you were tired and you'd be like, oh, I got to go do this show. I'll be back. I got to do this show. And like sometimes you're not physically in the mood to go and you're just like, I'm on a gig, got to go.
Yeah.
And they would see me working a full-time job and then at night going to rock a few shows.
Yeah.
And, I not that I forgot about that.
Yeah.
But when he was like, you did it on your own. Yeah. He's like, every time I kept asking you, get an agent. Here, he would send me things, audition for this. And I'd fucking miss the date. And he'd get mad. He'd be like, I didn't do things the conventional way.
Right.
I didn't do things the quote unquote the proper way.
Right.
And look
or
at
the
how
way other people wanted you to do them.
or the way other people were expecting it to look.
Yeah.
I didn't know what the fuck
did
I
it
was
your
doing.
way.
I just knew I was doing what I could. As the opportunities came to me, I would just say yes, and I would shit my pants later. That's another thing I do. I go, yeah, sure. Yeah, I could. Yep. Sure, I'll be there. And then I hang up and I'm like, why did I take that job?
That's me too. There. I'm like, well, I'm doing this to myself. Like, why did I do this to myself?
You just got to say yes.
Yeah.
And everything will work itself out. God just wants us to show up.
Yeah.
Show up.
Yeah.
And he will open the door for you.
That is amazing.
People expect for the doors to be open when you haven't even walked up to it and knocked on the thing.
Yeah.
God's not going to open a door if you're down the block. So walk up to the shit, walk into the fear, lean into it, and then shit your pants later. And then be like, oh, why did I do that? That's what I do. I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, I'll do that. And then I'm like, oh, why do I? And then the gig is over, and I'm like, that was fucking fun.
Oh, I know, right? I know.
And then it happens all over again.
Yeah. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing what you just said.
And then what?
And then what?
And then what?
Yeah. Nothing. And then what? Oh my God. Yeah. Go to Gwen's shows, peeps. Father's Day, Zanies.
Yeah, June 19th.
June 19th, August 4th, Aguijon Theater. I love how you ended that, man. I can relate so much to that. Oh my God.
You're fine.
I can relate so much to that.
Always remind yourself. Fiona says, you're better than fine. You're fine. All is well.
It's all going to be okay.
It's all good.
I can worry with the best of them. I've always said that. Like,
I think we can all do it,
I got worry down pat, man.
Well, now practice on not worrying.
Yeah, not worrying at all. Oh my God, it's been amazing talking to you. This
Likewise.
is a good
thank you
chat.
So much. Let's do it again.
Yes, thank you so much for coming out here to Indiana and doing this. And we'll have
I
to
came
play
during
piano.
the day. I came during the day. I don't want to come out here and see fucking pickup trucks with American flags. I'll be scared so fast. If I see an F-150, I hear some paisa music, I'm like, I'm safe. But if I see fucking American flag on a F-150 and a dude with a long ass beard, I'm nervous.
We will get you out of here safely. I promise that. We will escort you out of here.
Yes, thank you. You guys find me online before I fucking leave Indiana. Follow my... Let me go out with a bang. Follow me online. I am on Instagram, though, if you guys want to follow me at Gwen La Roka. Yes. That's ROKA. And Facebook. And yeah, I hope to see everybody either at the Zanies on June 19th for Father's Day, or come to both. Come check out my one woman show. It is a roller coaster ride. I'm
gonna get some friends together. We're gonna go to see you on both of these. This is awesome.
Filled with old school memories.
This is ballsy, cumbias. Man. Your own show, man. Ballsy. Cool.
Hey, I got ovaries. It's not always about balls, Susanna. It takes ovaries.
Two very healthy with no nodes ovaries.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you.
God, thank you so much for coming, girl. Yay. Love talking to you.
Thank you.
Good vibes.